The Alipore Central Jail, or the Alipore Jail, also known as the Presidency Correctional Home, is a prison in Alipore, Kolkata, where political prisoners were kept under the British rule. It also housed the Alipore Jail Press. It is no longer in operation as a jail, having been shut down on 20th February 2019. The jail site has now been developed into an independent museum in memory of the martyrs who were imprisoned and executed there. Among the notable inmates here was Sri Aurobindo, imprisoned after the Alipore bomb crash. During his stay, he wrote a series of articles in Bengali in the jail Suprabhat, later published as The Tales of Prison Life. He later said, "I have spoken of a year's imprisonment. It would have been more appropriate to speak of a year's living in an ashram or heritage. The only result of the wrath of the British government was that I found God." Among other notable inmates were Dudu Miya, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Kanailal Datto, Satyendra Bosu, Gopinath Saha, Anantahori Mitra, Dinesh Gupta, Birendranath Shashmal, K. Kamraj, Ramkrishna Bishwas, Bidhan Chandra Roy, Parul Mukherjee, Charu Majumdar, Pramod Ranjan Chaudhary, Dr. Jack Prager MBE, P. Kakkan, Charu Chandra Bose. The defunct Alipore jail has now been transformed into a museum maintained by the West Bengal Housing Infrastructure Development Corporation, HIDCO. It was inaugurated and opened for the public on September 2022. Various prison cells and gallows of notable inmates have been curated for visitors to preserve the memory of those individuals who lost their lives for India to gain its independence. The museum project can broadly be categorized into 10 distinct parts: the gallows, watchtowers, special cells, general cells, detention cells, jail canteen, jail hospital, hospital building exhibition, segregation ward, and an art studio. Apart from these diverse presentations, the museum has an INA-themed food court, a souvenir shop, and a light and sound show dedicated to informing the visitors about the struggles and hardship endured by the freedom fighters. This is an exclusive exhibition museum dedicated to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. As of February 2023, Police Museum Kolkata has also been shifted within the premises of the Alipore Jail Museum from the Acharya Prafulla Chandra Roy Road location in Kolkata. The Alipore Central Correctional Home is indeed an unique museum to its own credit. Particularly, the Alipore Central Correctional Home is a national historic landmark located in the heart of southern Kolkata. This 116-year-old building, along with Presidency Jail, is on the Grade 1 list of heritage sites of Kolkata. Constructed in the year 1906 by the British and spread over 15.2 acres, these colonial-era institution aboutes Tolly's Nula and can be identified easily with its characteristic brick red walls. Within the premises, one can spot the Alipore Jail Press building, the central watchtower, over a dozen buildings which served as prison cells and wards, and the Alipore Jail Hospital building. Notable freedom fighters who were inserted here were Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, Chittaranjan Das, Dinesh Gupta, Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy, to name only a handful. It served as a correctional home till 2019, when the inmates were shifted to Baruipur, or the outskirts of Calcutta, in the North 24 Parganas district. From being a silent witness to the brutalities inflicted on the freedom fighters of the great country of India, the Alipore Central Correctional Home is now transformed as a memorial and museum to honor the sacrifice of those who ought to live and fought for the independence of India. The existing Alipore Jail campus adopted a world-class independence museum which would act as a stimulant to increase the footfall in the Alipore Green City. The Independence Museum will display India's freedom struggle during the British period. The museum will also have online display paintings, photographs, maps of India during the various periods of history, installation, and statues of the freedom fighters. Other than this, will also be the home to letters and other documents and artifacts related to the freedom struggle. The museum will also have various public facilities regarding food and entertainment like food kiosk, ice cream parlor and cafeteria. It is indeed a tourist paradise, a journey through history of our glorious past where countless have left their life, and it is provides the glimpse of the quality of life in the jail, the tortures they abused, the hardship they faced for making their day to fix our future or our tomorrow. Some of the important areas inside the Alipore Independence Museum include the entry gate office building, a building that consists of ground floor and a first floor. The ground floor area of the building is decorated for the information center, ticketing room, office room, and room for the curator and the manager, while the first floor of the building has been redeveloped as the replica of the coffee house. The next is the gallows area. This place has been decorated with the names of the great freedom fighters who were hanged in the Alipore Central Correctional Home. Third comes the hospital building. This building has been chosen by the architect as the main exhibition building. This building has souvenir rooms, INA theme cafe, exhibits of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in the ground floor, and exhibits related to Rishi Aurobindo, Dinesh Gupta, women martyrs of Bengal, and the history of the 18th and 19th century, starting from the Battle of Plasse in Bengal in 1757 up to the freedom movement of 1947, located in the first floor of the building. There is a unique light and sound show performed here. The light and sound show depicts the lives and struggles of various freedom fighters who has been planned in the ground adjacent to the hospital building, people who have given their lives and shaped the history of the great nation. It is indeed a very important and distinct part that we need to remember how our life has and future has been destined by there. There is a distinct Netaji cell because Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was incarcerated here from January 23rd, 1930 to September 23rd, 1930. There is also a Dr. B.C. Roy cell who was incarcerated in this particular jail, the wetlands inside the recorded forest area. There is a Nehru cell who was incarcerated here from February 17 to May 7, 1934. A Deshabandhu cell who was incarcerated here from February 14, 1922 to August 9, 1922. A Deshapriya cell who was incarcerated from October 2nd, 1932 to June 5, 1933. And famous for the Aurobindo Ghosh and the Alipore bomb case. In the aftermath of the Muzaffar bomb throwing incident, the police raided the property at 32 Muraripukur Road. In the wee hours of May 2nd, 1908, a bomb factory was discovered and there was a cache of arms, a large quantity of ammunition, bombs, detonators and other tools. They also confiscated revolutionary literature. Aurobindo Ghosh was arrested in connection with the case, seen as the mastermind behind the bomb conspiracy and secret activities of the Anushilon Samiti. Aurobindo was kept in solitary confinement at the then Alipore jail, now known as the Presidency Jail, not too far away from the present Alipore jail, the independent museum premises. During his stay at the jail, Aurobindo wrote in considerable detail with his characteristic witty and keen observation of the prison life. The works have been compiled as tales of prison life or as the Karakahini of West Bengal. The Light and Sound Show narrates how our patriots struggle for independence. It provides us an insights into the oppressive actions of the British Empire. The show brings us face to face virtually with these eminent historical characters and their stories. The Interpretation Center and the Light and Sound Show add to the experience curated in the museums and the jail complexes. Its various exhibits are housed in. The cafeteria and restaurants are also available for you to take breaks whenever you want. In short, Alipore Jail Museum constitutes one of the most premier museum of the nation from north to south or east to west. It depicts the great history of India and is comparable to the cellular jail of Andaman located at the Port Blair. Just like the cellular jail, it carries the history of the daily struggle, the wraths of the British Empire, and the heinous acts that were committed upon our freedom fighters, the tortures, the abuse they faced in the jail, and how they withstood the British oppression and aggression and walked towards the independence of the nation for which we are having a free independent country today. It is better to say that they laid down their life for the betterment of the future and our next generation so as to survive in a free India. Indeed, it is a great act on the part of the government as also on the HITCO to constitute and reorganize this heritage jail museum and providing it for public access for capturing the history. It is now one of the must visit spot of Kolkata. If you are visiting Kolkata, you are ought to visit the Alipore Jail Museum or the Independence Museum anytime on the weekdays as well as on the weekends, because then you can get a glimpse of India's past, a glorious past which welcomes you to the ravages or the destructive history of the British oppression in India and how the Indians stood against and fought for the independence. Please visit the Independence Museum next time when you are in Kolkata. Shoikat Kumar Basu, Bureau Report, Kalinga TV.